Uh, how many years have you been coming to the women's program?
Here in Augusta.
Mm-hmm.
This is my first chance to do this, and they really rolled out the red carpet. It was great. But I do speak to similar kind of groups, around the country, and I particularly enjoy speaking to, kind of talking about the women thing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And how did you sort of become involved in actually speaking as a sort of spokesperson for women in business and not just a person in business?
Well, I mean, I've been speaking quite a bit ever since, really, when I became the publisher, the first female publisher of the New Yorker. People wanted to know that story, and so I was invited to speak a lot then. And then I was at the National Association for Female Executives, and I did quite a bit of speaking there, primarily to like small business groups of women. And then with Garden and Gun, I'm kind of the big mama there. It's my baby that I started, and I have an incredible team in place that take care of getting the magazine done and selling the advertising and all of that. So I'm kind of the face of the magazine, and love to go out and talk. But I mean, I have to be selective about what I do, because otherwise I would constantly be on the road speaking. So I'm pretty picky about the things that I select, and that's why I chose this event here with the Chamber here in Augusta, because I knew it was going to be quality and an audience that would really enjoy what I had to say.
The magazine was sort of meant to appeal to both men and women. So is it difficult at all to sort of find that balance with the product so that it appeals to anyone who will read it?
Well, yes, the short answer is yes, but I don't think that any magazine is going to appeal to everybody, and that's why Garden and Gun is a niche publication, and that's why, quite honestly, we're experiencing success. When some of you think of the big magazines like Reader's Digest, or the big magazines that are really suffering because they can't maintain that big circulation. But my take on it, I always wanted it to be male and female, but that we needed to be, the editorial content needed to be have a more male feel to it than become, girly and feature things that would turn off the men instantly. And so we always keep that balance. And while I'm not the editor, and I have a great editor, I'm always reminding him to, like, okay, we need a little bit more of this, we need a little bit more of that, because it's really important. If we become female, then it's going to be a 75% female, more than that possible readership, and there are plenty of magazines out there talking to those people.
So the purpose of tonight was to sort of inspire and highlight women in business, and so for those women who are, as you said, it's a difficult time, especially with COVID, for business owners. Do you have any just general advice that can sort of help them going forward, whether it's a business thing to do or even just a personal thing to do that would maybe help them get through this difficult time?
Well, I was highlighting quite a number of stories from our book, Southern Women, that came out last year. And I don't know if other people caught it, but as I was, giving my own speech, I realized how many of the people, the examples of women in the book, talked about, as I called it, grit and grace. So it's really, my advice would be that combination of be strong. You have to be a strong woman to make it in business, or certainly to succeed in your own business. But you can also still be a lady, and you can be gracious, and you can be generous and kind, and probably accomplish as much or more than a man would that way. I think that's a Southern thing. It doesn't mean that somebody somewhere else in the country can't do that, but I think it's very much a Southern thing, that we know how to kind of play both sides of it.